On the second anniversary of the murder of George Floyd, the black man whose killing by Minneapolis police led to millions taking to the streets nationwide to demand an end to police brutality, President Biden signed an executive order designed to prevent federal law enforcement officers from killing. But in fact, this was a reminder of the paralysis in Washington. The millions who marched did not achieve their goal of new legal regulations for local law enforcement. So what hope, then, that the current outpouring of grief will achieve congressional action on guns? The president could only plead that Congress vote to confirm his nomination to head the gun regulatory body in the U.S.
Here's one modest step. The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms Explosives, the AFT, has not had a Senate confirmation leader for 7 years.
And throughout the day, it was clear on Capitol Hill that there's little expectation of anything more ambitious. Democrats pointed to the power of the gun lobby, specifically the National Rifle Association, or NRA, as one of the reasons.
The problem in the Senate is simple. Too many members on the other side of the aisle are disconnected from the suffering of the American people. Too many members on that side care more about the NRA than they do about families who grieve.
And it's true that the NRA has funneled millions of dollars to politicians to prevent reform, mainly to Republicans, but also to some Democrats. In fact, on Tuesday, the congressional Democratic leadership was canvassing for Henry Cuellar, a conservative Democrat facing a progressive challenger. Cuellar has received an A grade from the National Rifle Association, denoting his opposition to gun regulation. It was a point not lost on one of the leading progressives in the Democratic Party. On the day of the mass shooting, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez tweeted, Democratic Party leadership rallied for a pro-NRA, anti-choice incumbent. Robocalls, fundraisers, all of it. Accountability isn't partisan. Republicans in Washington chose to focus on other issues, such as the gunman's mental health and what they feel is the need for even more resources for law enforcement.
We need to devote far more law enforcement resources to stopping violent criminals, to preventing these kind of absolute acts of evil.
But both these explanations fall short for many. Turning schools into militarized fortresses, particularly in schools serving minorities, may be the goal for the billion-dollar school security industry, but has been shown to increase a sense of insecurity in students.
We have no evidence that putting law enforcement within schools has led to a decrease, reduction in the occurrence of these events.
As for mental health, Republicans aren't suggesting any sort of change from the for-profit healthcare system in the U.S. that prevents many people from seeking help. In fact, in the coming weeks, the expectation isn't for new laws designed to prevent gun violence, but a relaxation of existing laws. The Supreme Court expected to weaken a law on carrying guns in public places. Shihab, Rattansi, Al Jazeera, Washington.